Good morning, everyone. Today, we confront a reality that affects over a quarter of a billion people in our nation poverty, India's greatest challenge. This is more than a statistic, it's a national tragedy, a staggering number that represents millions of human lives, potential lost, and a dream of true national progress deferred. To solve it, we must first truly understand it. So let's begin with our chapter. To truly grasp poverty, we must look at the human face behind the numbers. So let's meet two typical cases that show how deeply entrenched this hardship is. First, Lakha Singh, who is from rural Meerut. His family is landless agriculture laborers, surviving on unstable income and often paid in kind in the era of UPI. They live in Kacha hut and struggle with malnutrition. Lack of income means poor health care. So Lakha's father died from untreated TB and his mother remains ill. For the children, including Lakha, education is a luxury. They cannot afford, locking them into the same cycle of hardship. Next, we have ShivSaran from Tamil Nadu. He is an agriculture laborer who earns a meager 160 rupees per day for only a few months each year. His wife earns even less, highlighting a harsh gender wage gap. With a family of 8, they face daily food insecurity and their daughters cannot attend school. For ShivSaran's family, poverty is an ongoing chain of low income, caste discrimination, and poor health that limits every opportunity. So the question arises here, how do we measure this massive and historical problem? India uses the concept of poverty line, a measurable baseline drawn based on two steps. Step 1 is calculation of calorie needs, determining the minimum food energy needed for subsistence. The required calories are 2400 per person in rural areas and 2100 in urban areas. Step 2 is monetary value calculation, that is money needed to buy that food plus other basic necessities, resulting in figures like 816 for rural areas and 1000 rupees for urban areas. But poverty is much more than income. It's about systemic disadvantage. We must recognize two critical concepts with respect to poverty. Social exclusion, which is the process of being denied facilities and opportunities others enjoy. And vulnerability, the high probability that certain groups will become or remain poor due to systemic risk. The good news is the poverty ratio has declined significantly from 45% in 1993-94 to 22% in 2011-12. This progress is real. However, this progress is not equal. If we ask who is still the most vulnerable, the data reveals a stark reality. Groups like scheduled tribes, scheduled caste, and rural agriculture laborers face significantly higher poverty rates. Over 40% of scheduled tribes were below the poverty line compared to the 22% national average. This systemic disparity, driven by the caste system and social exclusion, is why their poverty is so persistent. So have you ever wondered why does this hardship persist? The roots of poverty run deep. They include the historical legacy of British colonial rule, which fundamentally exploited our economy. High population growth is another factor, which increases competition for limited resources. Uneven distribution of wealth and resources, those existing, and limited success of rapid economic growth in trickling down benefits to all sections of society. To combat this dual challenge of economic deprivation and social inequality, India has adopted a two-pronged strategy. Economic growth, that is widening opportunities and resources to lift the entire economy. And secondly, targeted programs, directly assisting those who may not benefit from broad economic growth alone. One of the cornerstones of this intervention is the MGNREGA, launched in 2005, a flagship scheme which guarantees 100 days of wage employment to enhance income security in rural areas, particularly focusing on women's inclusion. Other crucial schemes like Pradhan Mantri Rozgar Yojana and Rural Employment Generation Program focus on self-employment and rural job generation. Balancing this growth-led development and direct intervention is the key to sustainable poverty reduction. Ultimately, the challenge goes beyond income. We must measure poverty through the concept of human poverty also. This captures the total deprivation of a person's life. It includes illiteracy, malnutrition, lack of healthcare and sanitation, plus absence of dignity. This is evident in uneven progress across India. States like Bihar and Odisha have poverty ratios over 30%, while a state like Kerala is at a mere 9.4%. This difference shows that investment in human resources like education and skills and efficient public distribution system make a major difference. To conclude, effective poverty alleviation requires comprehensive and integrated approaches. Our holistic perspective must recognize that poverty is a complex and multidimensional issue. India would be truly independent only when the poorest of its people become free of human suffering. That must be our collective goal. Thank you.